What in the world, boy? It's your boy Big Low Country. For everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Country. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach that loves to sit around and talk about sports. You, yes, you yourself could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with us, and I definitely and greatly appreciate it. First of all, if you're watching the show after we gone live already, make sure you put a what in the world boy in the comments. Also, make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family. Let them know that there's an old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around and talk about sports, and we have a great time. First, man, I hope y'all doing good out there. I hope y'all doing good out there. If you could, Coach Ronnie's grandmother, which is also Grandma Country. Grandma Country, she had a spell with the heat over the weekend. She was at a charity event, and she was out there for 10, 12 hours doing too much, and she got too hot. Y'all be careful out here in this heat, Bo. I'm telling you, somebody who grew up in the heat, and my dad was an ag teacher who also ran the canning plant during the summertime, and we had to go outside to cool off. Who been involved in sports a whole bunch during the summer. We had a basketball court at the house, and we was out there playing in the dead of summer, drinking sodas. I don't know what we were thinking. Y'all be careful out here in this heat, Bo. So prayers up to Grandma Country. I definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all. Bo, where y'all been? Twins, where have you been? Nobody knows me. What's going on with y'all, man? I hope y'all doing good out there tonight, Bo. We got a few things that we need to talk about. So I know one thing that we need to address. I was actually talking with Jack Spade, Chris Tip, A1 Forever, Kerry, and T Will. I believe yesterday, day before yesterday. I can't remember. Anyway, we were talking about a few different things. Shouts out to all of those great content creators. Shouts out to all of the content creators, the Atlanta Falcons content creators. You're going to get some great stuff no matter whose channel you go to. But thing is, they were talking about some things as far as the defensive leaders. Who's going to be the defensive leaders on this team? And it sparked up some conversation. And I said, well, daggum, it's been a minute since we had a chance to chop it up with the coaching staff. So here we are. We got a chance to get together and chop it up. But you know how we do. We got to show love to everybody showing love to us, right? Got to show love to everybody showing love to us. So we definitely got to acknowledge the people that came on to chop it up with us tonight. Big John Higgins coming in here. What's going on, Big John? Big John says, Big Low Country and Coach Ronnie. Hope y'all are doing well on this hot summer day. And boy, talking about hot. Good googly moogly. He says, well, if the defense comes to play this year, we will be great. I think we're finally back. I think. If we're fifth, Big John, then he says, I'll sit back and listen. Okay, been hanging around Padre. Sterling Woods is in here. What in the world, Bo? What's going on, Sterling? Hope you're doing good tonight. Dexter Blash is in here. What in the world, Bo? Hope you're doing good, man. J Mall's in here. What's going on, J Mall? You been behaving yourself, Bo? I ain't heard from you in a minute. That boy, bye. I ain't heard from you in a minute. Red Swanson says, yo, what in the world, Big Low? What's going on, Red Swarm? Hope you're doing good tonight, Bo. We got Tammy. Tammy's in here tonight. I'm sorry. Tommy's in here tonight. My bad. Don't beat me up when you see me. My bad. Tommy's in here tonight. Tommy says, good evening, Bo. What's going on? Wait a minute. What you got in that glass there, Bo? What you got in that glass? I know what's in your cup is in your cup. I know I shouldn't be coming at you like that, but what you got in that glass there, Tommy? Tony Wright's in here. Says, what's going on, man? What's going on, Tommy? Is that Dogger in here? What's going on, Bo? Hope you're doing good tonight. You got Big Dre Murphy in here. It says, what's up, beloveds? Man, it's been a minute since we've seen cousin Big Low Conspiracy. What's going on, beloveds? How y'all beloveds doing and feeling on this hot, nice, pretty, sunny, windy Monday night tonight? Beloveds, hello. What's going on, Tony? I'm Tony. Dre, what's going on, man? I also got Philip Crawford in here. It says, what in the world, Bo? Prayers. I appreciate that, Bo. Appreciate that. Y'all make sure y'all keep Grandma Country and your prayers. Red Swan says prayers up for Coach Ronnie's granny. Praying for her full recovery. Yes, because I'm going to tell you something. Grandma Country is you can't keep her still. She thinks she thinks she can do everything. She and then whenever you get on to it, she'll be like, I'm behaving myself. Like, oh, are you? Are you Grandma Country? So prayers to Grandma Country. Hope she gets feeling better. Stay cool. Everybody out there, y'all stay cool. King Rich is in here. What's going on, Bo? You already know, man. You already know. What's up, twin? Red Swan says, coaches, assemble. All right, Mike. What's going on, Bo? Hope you doing good. Hope you going to doing good. Tay, bro. That's right, man. John Higgins says, Grandma Country, hang in there. Yes, Grandma Country, you hang in there now. Don't be doing too much. Don't be team too much. Tony Wright says, prayers and Godspeed. Yes. Yeah. So what I want to come to y'all and talk about tonight. So for the last, how long have we had the channel? What, 3 years, 4 years? If I'm not mistaken. But fact of the matter is, for the last 3-4 years, you've been hearing me say a phrase over and over and over again, and you know that phrase is, and I apologize, I'm putting Coach Roney's dirty laundry out here as I'm doing this because this is Coach Roney's office, and I'm looking. She got an acupuncture foot and pain relief roller massage ball set, and she got this ball. I guess she rolled her foot back and cross forth it. She acting like I can't massage her feet. Like what in the world? I'm throw that away. But fact of the matter is that you've been hearing me say over the last 3-4 years my famous phrase, and we got a few of them. But players come and go, but the Atlanta Falcons are forever. If you are familiar with me saying that phrase, put a 1 in the chat. If you've never heard me say it before, put a 2 in the chat. But my phrase that I've been saying, that I've been living and banking on over the last 3-4 years is that players come and go, but the Atlanta Falcons are forever. And that rings true today. What is it? June 23rd, 2025, as we look at this Atlanta Falcons roster. Because, you know, one of the last videos that I posted, you know, in the midst of the offseason is whenever I acknowledge that the Atlanta Falcons are letting go of Grady Jarrett. We're sitting here like, wait, what? Grady Jarrett? Grady baby Jarrett? It seemed surreal. Everybody was sitting here like, Grady Jarrett? The guy who should have been the Super Bowl MVP? I mean, Matt threw a heck of a game. Right? That was one of the best quarterback performances in Super Bowl history. But Grady Jarrett, who got 2.5 sacks on Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, that same Grady Jarrett. But as of June 23rd, 2025, nobody has looked at this roster. Think about this, guys. Think about this. Nobody has looked at this roster and said, man, it would sure be nice to have Grady. I'll put it to you like this. I haven't looked at this roster and said, man, it would sure be nice to have Grady. I haven't done it. But the reason why I'm bringing this whole conversation up is because while I was talking to 21 Carey and Chris Tipmore, who I found out has more shoes than I have paper plates in my house, as I talked to T Will, TMX, and as I talked to Jack Spade, the greatest golfer in Atlanta, I learned that the big question that we have to ask ourselves is, who is the leader of this defense? More importantly, or more specifically, who is the leader of this defensive line? Those are the questions that we have to ask ourselves. Because think about it. If you go down the depth chart of the Atlanta Falcons, and you say, hey, you got Morgan Fox, you got David Onyemata, you got Kentavious Street, you got Brandon Dorlus, you got Ruke Orhorhoro, you got like Kel London. Then on the outside, you got the Braylon Trices, the Arnold Ebikettis of the world, the Leonard Floyds. You have the the Jalen Walkers and the James Pierces, who is the guy that's gonna rally the troops? Who is the guy that's going to set the way of thinking for the Atlanta Falcons? And this is, once again, this is a coaches assemble. This is a coaches meeting. Every time we come on here, we have a coaches meeting. So that's why I wanted to ask everybody in the chat, everybody watching, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, let me know specifically on the defensive line, who is the guy who's going to be the leader on the defensive line. And I know that I threw the edges in there, but who's going to be the guy that's going to be trying to lead the charge as far as setting the edge, as far as making sure everyone gets in the right gaps, as far as firing people up to get after the quarterback, to stop the run? Who's going to be that guy? Because Nate Ollie can only do so much from the sideline. And we know that over the past few years, it's been Grady Jarrett. Now, Grady Jarrett, he led in his own way. We seen Grady Jarrett get guys fired up, and we also seen him at the end of the season say, "Hey, man, same crap, different year." We've seen Grady Jarrett do it his own way. During the off season, this time of the year, we'll see Grady Jarrett in the gym, with some shorts on, deadlifting and an ungodly amount of weight. We've seen it. We've seen it over and over again for the last 10 years. We've seen it. But who is the guy moving forward? And like I said, if you feel like you know someone, put it in the comments. Put it in the chat. This is a coaches meeting. Y'all know how we do. We don't do it like everybody else. We kind of, I legit want to hear what you're thinking. Iron Mike says prayers for Grant. Man, I appreciate that, Bo. Thank you so much. J Miles says, "Hey man, I've been chilling, Bo." He says, "I be sleep or getting ready for work lately when you live. So I work graveyard again." Hey man, look at here. I did that graveyard a whole bunch over my years, Bo. That graveyard ain't no joke. J Miles says, "Just fried some fish. About to get my lunch and stuff ready to go to work now." Hey, Bo, ain't nothing wrong with that. We got Atlanta Falcons Pandemic in here. He says, "Gotta let grandma be grandma. Just keep praying for." Hey, I appreciate that, Bo. Shouts out to Atlanta Falcons Pandemic. Great content over there as well, man. Good people. I appreciate that, Bo. Larry says, "What in the world, Bo?" Antoine Wartime says, "Salute Bigelow Country and Falcons family." You already know what time it is. I do need y'all to do a country boy a favor. If you're excited about this defense, even if you don't know who the leader of it is going to be, and you need a way to show it, you could do that by hitting that like button. If you could, make sure that you hit that like button. Also, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. I would definitely and greatly appreciate it. J Mall Red Swarm said that they remember. They've heard me say it a few times. Hey, players come and go. They've heard me say it a few times. Now, Atlanta Falcons Pandemic, he said he was going to head me off at the pass. He said Coach Raheem hinted that Jesse Bates is the unsung leader of the defense. I think Floyd or Ruke. Y'all pay attention to that second name now. I think Floyd or Ruke should step into that role. Y'all pay attention to that second name. Tabro says he believes Fox could take over that leader role. And look, I'm definitely not mad at that. Pandemic says, "I'm going to miss Grady's consistency, but Ruke, Simeon, and Dorless are going to have to step up." So I'm glad that Atlanta Falcons Pandemic mentioned Fox and Floyd. The only thing is that, so for example, do y'all remember whenever Jesse Bates came to the Atlanta Falcons? What was it now? 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Whenever Jesse Bates came and he tried to change the culture by the way that he practiced, by the way that he watched film. And he tried to set a standard, right? But he wasn't necessarily a leader, right? Because it was his first year. He was a first-year guy. This was his first time coming in here, and everybody seeing him and seeing what he's about. One thing about leadership, and this just isn't with men, this is just with people in general. If you're new to the situation, don't come in here trying to tell me what to do. Don't come in here trying to tell me what to do. I need to see what you're capable of doing first. Right? Like, I might be wrong. Maybe I've been told I have an ego. I've been told that it's a situation where, hey, hey, country, you need to chill out. But when it's a situation where you're new to the situation, you're new to the equation, I feel like your only obligation is to lead by example. If everybody else want to fall in line, they can. But you got to show me what you're capable of doing first. Now, unless you have like this crazy track record, in a past life for the prior team, yes, I can see that. But if it's a situation where you came here and let's say you were a Pro Bowler, you know, two-time Pro Bowler, right? I don't know what Jesse Bates necessarily was, but let's say you were 2-time Pro Bowler. Okay, yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you in here, but hey, I mean, don't think you finna come in here and rewrite the book now. I mean, you ain't changing things up. Like you look, you better get it right. So the reason why I bring that up is because, for example, Atlanta Falcons Fandemic, he mentioned, hey, I mean, you could consider the Morgan Foxes and the Leonard Floyds of the world as being the leader. I mean, I don't know if I could necessarily say that. I believe Leonard Floyd could be a good veteran presence. I think that could be the case, but I don't know if Leonard Floyd will be walking up to Kentavia Street and slapping them upside the helmet and say, "Hey, you need to get in gear. You need to tighten up." I don't know if that's the case because, I mean, he's new to the situation, and like I said, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I could very well be wrong, and I've been wrong a whole lot of times before, but I don't know it. I don't know if that's the case. Dr. Slick says, Bates is the face of the defense and leader, in my opinion. And look, I am not mad at that. I could definitely see him being the leader of the defense because now, 3 years in, Bates is proven. We know what Bates is. Everybody on this team knows that Bates has been the best safety in the league as an Atlanta Falcon. Right? I mean, I think we would all agree. We would all agree that Bates would be the best safety in the league as an Atlanta Falcon. He didn't miss a beat whenever he came over to us, and the defensive line hasn't been playing lights out football, but he's still been affecting games in his own way. So yes, we could definitely say that. CJ says Bates is the only proven consistent defender on the team right now. What about AJ? We can say AJ. I mean, so all right, and I'm glad you bring that up, CJ. See, this is the beauty of the coaches meeting. So if we look at the guys who, and just like CJ says, proven and consistent defenders on the team right now, I would say you got a few of them. I don't know if you got a handful, but I would say Jesse Bates, right? I would say AJ Terrell. I would say AJ Terrell. I would think that AJ Terrell is a proven leader. He's been consistent. And I would say Caden Ellis. I would say Caden Ellis has been consistent. Caden Ellis should have been a Pro Bowler last year. I mean that's what I'm standing on. Now I've been around the team a little bit. I'm starting to pick up the personalities of the guys on the team. Right? I was telling this to Jack, Carey, and A1 and T Will, and David Onyemata. I mean, he's a veteran. He doesn't strike me as a leader. He's a dog. Don't get me wrong, he's a dog. But I don't know if he strikes me as a leader. Caden Ellis strikes me as a leader, right? AJ Terrell strikes me as a leader. Y'all remember whenever Matt Ryan, left, and we really didn't have a face of the team. Who was the person that was doing all the promos? AJ Terrell. Who's the person that's always talking about representing and putting on for the city? AJ Terrell. Caden Ellis. I see him getting into it. Whenever we talk to Caden Ellis at OTAs, whenever we asked him, like, hey, how do you feel about this linebacker room compared to previous years? Caden Ellis said, my guys. He didn't say, yeah, those guys, he didn't say those guys or, man, yeah, these guys. He didn't say these guys. He said, my guys are faster than they've ever been. A leader wouldn't say, a guy who's not a leader wouldn't say that. Shouts out to Willie Dot with his first Superman sticker. That's that dun da da. That's a Superman sticker. That sound good? Okay, we'll go with that. That's a Superman sticker. We'll go with that. So, I think that you got two leaders in the secondary, in AJ and then Jesse Bates. You got a leader on the second level in Caden Ellis. Who's the leader in the middle? Now, the thing is, Atlanta Falcon Fandemic said it. Like I said, I've been around the team a good bit, y'all. I've been to OTAs. I've been on the sidelines, or I've been right behind the sidelines at Atlanta Falcons games, in the I'm in the suite, and I could literally hear what these guys are saying and what these guys are doing. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, and I might be wrong for saying this. Maybe I'm jumping the gun, my homeboy, Georgia, Texas boy, he been saying for a long time that a new era is here. And I feel like that new era is here with a new leader in Ruke Orhorhoro. I feel like that new era is here with Ruke Orhorhoro. Has he done a whole bunch as far as being productive? Not really. He was here last year, and whenever he was on the field, whenever I was sitting on the bench or sitting behind the bench, I seen Ruke have more fire than Grady Jarrett. I seen Ruke have more fire than David Ayumata. I seen Ruke have more fire than Matthew Judon. We seen what Matthew Judon was about, but I seen Ruke have more fire than all of these guys. I seen Ruke have more fire than Lorenzo Carter. I think, and y'all heard me say this a many times, that one thing about Terry Fontenot, he drafts early. The guys that he drafts are the guys that he's picking to replace who he's going to be letting go next year. And whenever he took Ruke Orhorhoro, he's literally the carbon copy of Grady Jarrett. And I feel like he's going to take on that Grady Jarrett role this year. We also got another Superman chat. My homeboy, Atlanta Falcons Fandemic, says Floyd is new to Atlanta, but not to the system. He says he played for Morris before and in an Ulbrich type system. Floyd is going to have to lead by example. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Shouts out to my homeboy Atlanta Falcons Fandemic, man. Y'all make sure that y'all check my boy out on YouTube. Great content and just real cool people. But yes, Leonard Floyd, I'm expecting 10 sacks out of him. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he's had 10 sacks, the last 4 years, or if I'm not mistaken, like every year he's been in the league, or some crazy stat like that. We haven't had anything like that. But fact of the matter is, if we don't get 10 sacks with him this year, that's the problem with us. If this young man's been getting 10 sacks consistently over and over and over and over and over and over again, that's just us. So, look, it could be a situation where Leonard Floyd, like I said, he's definitely going to be the veteran presence, but moving forward, can he turn into that leader? We know he's a dog. But is he going to turn into that leader? Because my homeboy JBM93 says, hey, can Walker be an upcoming leader? Bro, yes. Yes, 1,000 times, yes. Y'all see Jalen Walker in practice? Y'all seen this young man in these interviews and at these press conferences? He acting like he running the place now. He's a rookie. He's a rookie, but he could, yes, 1,000 times, yes, he could definitely be a leader. I completely agree with you. Chris White's in here. He says, are we overlooking Fox? And that's it. And see, and I mentioned that a little bit earlier, Chris. You think about it. Morgan Fox was with the Rams, with the Carolina Panthers. We know he's a good player. We know he's a dog, but he's just coming here. And I think if I'm not mistaken, my homeboy CJ, he says a training camp will be very telling this year. Someone's going to have to step up. It may surprise us. It might be the training camp whenever we learn who the actual leader is going to be. It might be training camp. But I mean, I just wanted to ask y'all this question. I'm not being messy whenever I ask this. I seen somebody said it a little bit earlier because this is what I started the conversation off with, guys. The question is, after everything has happened, you know, we're going down the timeline. We cut Grady Jarrett, or we didn't re-sign Grady Jarrett, and you know, we went into the draft and free agency and got the guys that we got. Looking back at it in hindsight, do you miss Grady Jarrett now? Like, is it a situation after you look back on it? Do you miss Grady Jarrett now? Atlanta Falcons pandemic, he said, hey, I mean, I miss his consistency. But if you miss Grady Jarrett after looking at all the moves that we made, put a 1 in the chat. If it's a situation where, you know, you're like, hey, I mean, it might have been good to go in a different direction, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all thinking. Also, CJ says, Jalen is the future. Says this year is his grooming year. As more free agents get injured with this team, they'll want to follow a dog. Hello, boy. You better say that one more time for the people in the back. Matter of fact, CJ, I'll say it for you because I'm telling you, yes, you're completely right. Jalen Walker is the future. And we've seen a lot of guys make that jump during their rookie season. By the time that rookie season comes, I mean, how many times have y'all watched these shows or all these great Atlanta Falcons content creators? By week 13, they're saying, yeah, he's not a rookie no more. He's not a rookie no more. He's a young player. Don't disrespect him like that because he's gotten used to it. I feel like that's going to be Jalen Walker, Bo. I feel like that's going to be Jalen Walker. And I feel like as he continues to get used to it, as vocal as he is, I mean, bro, have you heard this young man talk? I mean, and I ain't talking about like just talk to the media. I'm just talking about the way that he practices, the way you see him communicating in practice, the way that you see him communicating with his teammates, with the coaches. And then, I mean, the media last. Yes, 1,000 times. Yes, he looks like a leader. Ray 50 says Divine Diablo might be the guy. Well, it's crazy because I mentioned on our show, well, not on our show, whenever we were just talking, I think yesterday, I never heard Divine Diablo talk. Like, so I don't know. I don't know. Because we were talking, we were like, hey, is Caden Ellis going to have the green dot, or are they going to give it to Divine? Double D. That's what I'm gonna start calling him because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna be wanting to say Divine Diablo over and over and over again. So Double D. Are they going to give the green dot to Double D? At the end of the day, I don't even know if this guy is the type of guy that would get the green dot because I ain't never heard him talk. I don't know if I trust him. I mean, I'm just being honest. If I hear Caden Ellis talk, I can say, okay, yeah, I can hear him having the green dot. He seems like he can communicate to everybody appropriately. And maybe I'm just looking at it as a coach. Maybe, you know, maybe maybe that's what it is. But I just never heard the guy talk. I don't know. I ain't never heard an interview or anything from him. Doug's in here says, Big Low, what's going on? He says, I think the defense will be elite this year. Oh, shoot. Okay, then, Doug. Says, I think they'll be elite this year. He says, yeah, I'm praying Coach Ra can please get it right this year. Coach will make it, or coaching will make or break us, boy. You better say that one more time for the people. You better say that one more time for the people in the back. Shouts out to Joy. I was talking to Coach Joy a little bit earlier before I came on here, and Coach Joy was like, man, look, I want Rod to do his thing, but she's like, I'm giving Rod 4 games. I can't even get Joy to come out there to training camp. I like, Joy, you ain't going to come out and sweat it out. What is that training camp? Joy's like, no, I ain't going nowhere. I need them first 4 games. I ain't going on no away games or nothing. I like, hey, I feel you. I understand. We're going to see what they do. Also, we got a couple votes in here. I see somebody said something about timeouts. That's hilarious. Dogger, he says no. He says no. Chris White, he also says 2. He says, after the moves that you made, you don't miss Grady Jarrett. Once again, I said at the beginning of the show, guys, players come and go. Players come and go. Dre, he says 2. He says, I don't miss Grady freaking Jarrett now with all the moves that we made, beloved. Hello. That's right. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I give an 18. A heck nah to Grady. Daggone, man. You doing Grady like that? Now, look here now. Look, at the end of the day, we still love us some Grady Jarrett. We still love us some Grady Jarrett now. Shouts out to Mama Jarrett if you're watching, because Mama Jarrett, she keep everybody in line. We still love us some Grady Jarrett. Don't get us wrong now. Shouts out to everything Grady Jarrett's doing for the city. Because yeah, he's playing for the Chicago Bears, but the Grady Jarrett Foundation is still in Atlanta. That's a mission a whole lot more important than getting out the quarterbacks. If y'all ain't familiar with the Grady Jarrett Foundation, y'all better get on board. Grady Jarrett he's putting on for the city, not the same way Jeezy did either. Jamal, he says 2. He says, look, after all the moves that you made, I'm good. Players come and go. Players come and go, but that logo stays forever. Dr. Slicks, he says, I think the plan is for Walker to eventually take the leader role after a couple of years. I ain't gonna lie to you, Dr. Slick. I can see him taking that joint next year. The same way I'm seeing Ruke take it this year. I can see him taking that lead role next year. Or like I said a little bit earlier, I can see him taking it. I can see him taking it at the end of this year, because that young man I'm telling you, Bo, he's different. He's different. Fandemic says, when Jalen Walker met with James Pierce, the first thing out of Jalen's mouth was him asking Pierce, you ready to hit? You ready to get this thing started? Well, exactly. Somebody has to be the initiator. Somebody has to be the initiator. Some people aren't self-starters. Some people are also starters for others. Like, some people has to be the battery pack, bro. Jeff Holton says, hey, Raheem, you just called doggone timeouts. He says, Raheem, you just called the timeouts, and then we'll worry about everything else. Let all them other coaches coach. I do need y'all to do a country boy favor. If you could, make sure that you hit that like button for us. Also, make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family. You do that for us, I promise you, I dance at your wedding one day, and I ain't playing with you neither. I'm looking here. I don't know if y'all seen this whole boots on the ground dance. I ain't never done it, but I'm sure I could. I look here. It don't matter what it is. It don't matter what it is. What's that? What's that song? Uh, what's the country singer name? Morgan Wallen. It's crazy how they messing up some good country. I don't want to go downtown. I don't want. I'll be like, I don't want to go downtown. How the girl be doing dance? Be dangerous. They can't mess with me at all. That's how I'm gonna be. Like I said, you hit that like button. I promise you, I'll dance at your wedding one day. Larry, he says, Divine Diablo been in there. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna have to see if I can trust him. CJ says, we're building an iconic linebacker room, Bo. Divine, Jalen, Leonard, Caden, Ebiketti, JD Bertrand, yes. Braylon, bruh, he says, when we have ever not look here, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is one of the best linebacker rooms I done seen in a while. Is it better than D Block? Is it better? I don't know. I mean, because you had the vet Mike Peterson. Shouts out to Mike. Much love to you, Mike. He's down there coaching my little cousin in Florida at the University of Florida right now. You had Mike Peterson, the vet. You had Sean Weatherspoon, who was the crazy wheel that was just knocking everybody's head off. And I just love to say that he was spooning people because I was young and immature, right? And then you had the guys like the Akeem Dents and the Stephen Nichols and the man, Are these linebackers better than the D block? I ask y'all. Y'all let me know. If you feel like this linebacker group is better than D block with Jalen Walker, I mean, can you put Arnold Ebiketie, Caden Ellis, I mean, Troy Anderson for now. If you feel like these guys are better than D block, put a 3 or a 3 in the chat. If you feel like it's a situation where they're not as good as D block was, put a 4 in the chat. I just want to know. I just want to know what y'all thinking. Nathan says it's Jesse Bates. He says, y'all forget my Jesse. Where's Jesse? Stop chasing them hoes, Jesse. Oh man. He said it's Jesse Bates. Well, so we're talking about up front, Nathan. We're talking about who's going to be the defensive leader up front on the defensive line, in the edge room. Jeff Holton, he says, man, I love Grady. Just want to see some run stopping and pass rushing. We gonna be all right. I don't know if that's how you said it, but that's how I read it. Dr. Slick says, I'm not hurting. He's gone, but it would have been nice to keep him. Yeah, it would have been. But you know what? And this is one thing that I considered, Dr. Slick. One thing you got to remember, Bo, is that Grady been here for 10 years and it just never gotten better. So is it one of those situations where, daggone, like we kept trying to change things? I mean, maybe, and I'm not saying that Grady was the problem, but maybe if we just change things so drastically, maybe it might work. Does that make sense? Maybe if we change things enough, eventually it'll work. Look, I don't know about Troy, Bo. I don't know. Doug says, I think Pierce will be the best edge in this year's draft, Big Low. He's 6'5", coming off with the edge at a 4.4 speed. Yes, and he's long. Pause. Yeah, and he's long. So I mean, that's look. You gotta acknowledge it. Jeff Holt says yes, they're better. But did I say 3 if you feel like they're better than D block, and 4 if you feel like they're not? Y'all, if y'all could, y'all remind me. I apologize. Y'all know I got a terrible memory. Hit my head too much as a youngster. Got kicked in the mule. Whenever I was young. That's why. Everybody want to pick on me about that, like, shoot, man. I don't know. I went through it, bro. I got kicked in the mule. I got kicked in the head by a mule. J Mall says, I like what I'm hearing from Ruke. He sounds a lot more confident. He's been in the weight room. He's gonna be a dog. It's crazy how we're throwing. Ain't it crazy how we're throwing the word dog around? Whenever for like the last 4 or 5 years, everybody been saying we need some dogs on defense. Is that computing with everybody? Everybody keep. I done heard the word dog thrown around like 3 or 4 times tonight on this show. And meanwhile, it's one of them situations where it's like we've been saying for the last 3 or 4 years, man, we need some dogs on defense. I be doggone DAWG. I keep seeing it over and over again. CJ said, Bo. He says, I got to bring it up again. Coach Ra, Black, GM Terry, Coach Black, Key Cook, and Terry. He said, quarterback 1. Black. Said that's the first time in NFL history in the wake of Juneteenth. Why is this not being talked about more? Well, so I don't know if you heard, CJ. I gave them the name. I don't know if you was watching the show, but I gave them the name last year. I don't know if anybody remembers the name that I gave them, but shouts out to Tony Atlas and Soul Man. But yeah, that's the Soul Patrol right there. That's the Soul Patrol right there, CJ. I been gave him the name. Will Ames in here. Will said, man, I can't wait for training camp, Bo. I can't wait for training camp. Okay, so I'm assuming 4 is, that this linebacker room isn't as good as D block was. Okay, I got you. So let me look at everybody votes in here. So Jeff, he said, yeah, man, they better than D block. Dre Murphy says, I don't know, Dre. There's a little bit of attitude behind that 4. I know it's just a 4 up there, but I'm just thinking about you saying it, and I'm got a feeling that you might be wanting to slap me or something. You know, if I was standing next to you because I disrespected D Block like that. Dre said 4. He said they ain't better than D Block now. Dogger says if we keep adding defense, we could be up there with Philadelphia. Boy, you better chill out. What you sit here talking about be up there with Philadelphia? And look, if your defense is good as Philadelphia's and you can have a chance for this offense to be what we are thinking that it could be, which is going to be the next subject that we're going to be talking about. If that's legit the case, boy, you better chill out, boy. I might says 4. He don't feel like they're better than D Block now. He said, look here, y'all, look, come on now. You must have forgot about that D Block. Chris says, not yet. Has to prove it on the field. He says 4. Tay-Bro says 3. Nah, you can't sit on the fence, Tay-Bro. You got to give me a 3 or a 4 now. Come on. Which one you give me? Dodger says, hit the road, Jack. Don't come back and nobody. Okay. Tay-Bro says 4 until they show. Okay, I got you. Well, Amy said, look here, but we got to win 12 games for real this year, though. We need 12 of them. We need 12. I told you, see, Soul Patrol. That's what I named these guys last year. You got your black quarterback, black head coach, black GM, Soul Patrol in Atlanta. Ray Fitty says, not Atlanta Falcons related, but shout out to the Atlanta Dream. They're boy, pal. Them girls out there doing it big. Coach Roney actually went to the game yesterday. Shouts out to Coach Roney. Coach Roney with his 19 me bounds. So shouts out. JB's is in here. Says JPJ remind me of Javon Curse. He gonna be a problem for offenses. Shouts out to my homeboy, Big Birdo, the wise man. Shouts out to Birdo if you watching. Birdo, Birdo, he been making that Javon Curse comparison since before the draft. And I can definitely see it. And we haven't had a guy like that with those type of measurables and those type of track record since John Abraham. So, man, look here. You gotta consider it, man. You gotta consider it. Well, Amy says he's asking who's gonna win that starting job between DeMarco Hillams and Xavier Watts, man, bro. Don't forget about Jordan Fuller. And see, the crazy thing is, guys, is that this is what we were talking about when I was talking with old T. Will and Tip and Jack Spade and Kerry. You know, we were sitting here thinking, hey, at the end of the day, there's a lot of spaces. For example, Jack made a great point. So the question is, do you go with 5 wide receivers or you go with 6? And if you do go with 5 wide receivers, who are you going to keep and who are you going to let go? Because think about this, guys. And this is going to tie into the next, the next conversation that we're going to have about Michael Penix. So if you have Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod, Cordero Hodge, let's say it's a situation where you're going to keep 5. Who's the last guy that you're keeping? Who's the last guy? Because you still got Chris Blairs of the world. You got your Casey Washingtons. You got Nick Nash, who everybody on social media has gotten naked for. Who you keeping? That's the question. I don't know if you're going to be able to hide Nick Nash on your practice squad. I really feel like Casey Washington has a whole bunch of rapport with Michael Penix. And fact of the matter is Casey Washington, he's just a cool dude. I had to teach him how to throw the A up whenever I chilled out with him a couple weeks ago, because he was throwing the A up like this. So if y'all see Casey Washington throw the A up like this again, y'all make sure that y'all let him know that, hey, what did Big Low teach you? Come on, Casey, tighten up now. You're supposed to stick that thumb in there. Pause. You're supposed to stick that thumb in there. So I mean, at the end of the day, who are you keeping? Or do you go with 6 wide receivers? If you go with 6 wide receivers, who are you still keeping? That's the question. Just like someone mentioned, I think CJ mentioned, there's a lot of things that are going to be determined in training camp this year. how many cornerbacks are you keeping? Because you got AJ Terrells, Mike Hughes got a big contract. You got your Clark Phillips of the world. You got Glow, right? You got, I mean, Abernathy, he's running both, right? But I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to be keeping Billy Bowman because he can run the safety and he can run the slot corner. That's another question. Who's going to be running slot corner? Bro, these are the things that we got to figure out. It's going to be hard saying goodbye to a lot of these players after training camp. It is. Whenever we get to the main roster cuts and we actually sit down and look at it, we're going to be saying, I wish we had more space so we could keep some of these guys. Some of these guys we're going to really hate to see go. I mean, that's all it is to it. Yes, you definitely right, Will. We got to take care of business early with this hard schedule. Yes, you are right. Jesse Bates is our starting free safety. Shouts out to Ron Thomas, still not with us on Facebook. Tony Wright says our secondary is deep with very good corners and good safeties. I ain't gonna lie to you. We paid Mike Hughes, but I feel like whenever we paid him, we didn't know or we didn't have a feeling some of these other corners were going to become available. Me, myself, I didn't want Jair Alexander based off of what he hasn't done in the past couple of seasons. So, I'm not going to sit here and try to hope for a good thing. So, I mean, that's something that you might want to keep in mind. Dodger says, I got us going to the wild card playoff game. The only way we'll lose is if we Falcon it up. Daggone. Shouts out to my homeboys out of your Falcon mind. Great name. Shouts out to my homeboy John and Mike, man. Good people, both. Tony Wright says Nick Nash, Casey Washington are going to make our team as we keep 6 wide receivers. Okay. JBM93 says how many tight ends? That's a question. Now y'all know that I've been on the Josh Simon train. Or I don't know if y'all had a chance to watch the last show that we did whenever I was saying what could Kyle Pitts do that Josh Simon can't do. And, I understand that they were taken at 2 different places and everything. Kyle Pitts taking 4th overall, Josh Simon undrafted free agent. But just looking at the tape, Josh Simon looking like he could be legit. He look like he could be a legit weapon in the NFL. For the amount that we use Kyle Pitts, I don't see why we can't do that with Josh Simon. And I could be wrong. But I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. Ron Thomas says, can we trade our head coach for another head coach with longer pants? Look at here, Bo. I ain't going to sit here and not Raheem Morris's fashion style choices. Some of y'all don't wear some stuff that I done kind of said, hey, that's what you want to do. All right, so I ain't going to sit here and not Raheem Morris. And I also ain't going to be negative. At the end of the day, we got to hope for the best with Raheem. If he can't get it done, then, moving forward, we got to do what we got to do. Speaking of somebody getting it done. I got a quick question for everybody that's watching. We also got a Superman chat in here. Atlanta Falcons Fandemic, he says, is it better to say players around him didn't step up? Lorenzo, Judon, Anyamata should be eaten while Grady being double teamed. Like Ebikadi, Ellis. I'm sorry. You might have a point there. Also, what you have is that that's a Superman chat. Shouts out to my homeboy Atlanta Falcons Fandemic, man. But yeah, fact of the matter is that Ron, he brought up talking about, Raheem Morris getting it done. There's somebody else who needs to get it done. Shouts out to my homeboy Granddaughter coming in here. He said, yo, Coach Big Low Country and Coach Roney, home of the Big Low Conspiracy. It says, beloved, hit that like/subscribe button. Legend of the Otter in the Creek. Much appreciated. What's going on, T12, man? Hope you're doing good tonight. Jair went to the Ravens. Nathan. We also got my homeboy, Yeet, get some. Silk Legacy in here. He says, "What in the world, Bo? You get some." You already know what time it is. So we also got something else that we need to consider. Michael Penix. I'm trying to figure out how to approach this. I wanted to ask the coaching staff a serious question. Do you feel like all of the fanfare that Michael Penix has gotten this year, this offseason, is warranted? If you feel like it is warranted, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's a situation where we might be jumping, we might be jumping 2 steps ahead a little bit, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all thinking, because, all right, I want to hurt Uncle Steve's feelings. All right, so basically, the point that I'm making is, whenever Desmond Ritter was the next guy up, how many Desmond, he played like 2 games, like 3 games before, at the end of the season, and he was the next guy up. Everybody, the media, everybody and their mama was like, this is what the Falcons are doing. Like, they're putting their faith in this guy. Like, everybody said it, right? And I know that there's a lot of people out there who got naked for Desmond Ritter and supported him to the very end, right? Are we setting ourselves up with Michael Penix? Like, are we hyping Michael Penix up too much, or is it a situation where we're not hyping him up enough? Because, Bo, I seen what he could do. I seen some of those passes that he completed last year with guys that he hasn't necessarily been throwing to all year long in practice. I seen what he's capable of doing. So, like I said, if you feel like, he's worth all this hype that he's been getting from the national media, Ben Kurtz, and got naked and did cartwheels for him, and everybody else. If you feel like it's one of those situations where, hey, it's legit hype, put a 1 in the chat. Now, if you feel like, hey, we might be, getting naked, we might be, getting naked a little bit too early, right? Put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know, because I've been getting excited. And one thing about me, a lot of y'all don't know this. I low key struggle. I low key struggle from anxiety, and it's one of those cases where it's like, hey, look, I don't want to be in one of those situations where I'm too busy hyping them up and then I'm letting myself down. So that's why I was like, hey, let me go ahead and chop it up with the coaching staff and see what they're thinking, because, man, boy, they done got legit naked for this man. And I don't know if it's a situation where, it's legit warranted. Shouts out to D12 Grandizer putting in the links and some questions. He got a question here. He says, Big Low, it's been a while since I caught you live. Do you have a 2025 rookie crush this year? A player, regardless of which round or they were drafted or signed or undrafted free agent. Now, look, I'm going to tell you something, Grandizer. It's like, this is like one of the best drafts that we've had. Some people say ever, or some people say in recent memory. That's a tough question. I really like Joshua Simon. I really feel like he could be a productive tight end in the NFL, right? If you have an undrafted free agent that plays 2 years, that's a huge success. I feel like he could do that for us. And I'm trying to stay away from the big names like the Jalen Walkers, who we were just talking about could be a legit leader for this defense this year. And the James Pierces, who, had him, you know, I knew him before we drafted him, and I definitely hope that he does well. But I mean, I would say Billy Bowman, um, the guy that we got from Oklahoma, who's going to be playing nickel and safety for us, and Joshua Simon. I really like those two guys. I think they could do something special for us. G12. Dodger says Michael Penix about to pull a Joe Burrow when he was a rookie. Dang, gone. Not a cool Joe. That's tough. Chris is in here. Dre, they said, nah, the hype is legit. The hype is legit. Ryan, he says one, he feels like the hype is legit as well. Grandizer and Dre, they in here showing love to each other. Gotta love it, man. Jeff Holt, he says he's got all the tools to be a one, but he still needs more experience. See, I like that. Okay. Objective praise. Jay says one, Penix is a dog. He's just a husky, not a dog. Okay. Pandemic says, from what I saw in the Commanders game, we are far better than we would be if we hadn't selected Penix. I'm not objecting that at all. Even though, you know, whenever we took him, the whole world, you know, seeing my reaction. You know, it's actually kind of embarrassing now because I got people, you know, walking up to me saying, "What? No!" I got people doing that, you know, after the video came out of us taking Michael Penix. But now, I mean, daggone, you know, and whenever I met him, I was like, man, I hope you don't remember me because this is, you know, this is weird. Oh man, Dr. Slick says before the draft started, Penix was my favorite quarterback in the draft, so I can't be mad at the pick. JD is looking like a clear best quarterback in the draft, but I think Penix can be in that conversation. You talk about Jaden Daniels, definitely. And Ryan, he says Desmond Ritter was just trash juice. Good grief. So Doug and Dodger, they both agree that it's one of those situations where you know the hype is real. Grand Dodger says, Big Low, it's a case of the Falcons on paper are looking good, but I just got to see them play. It's the same thing here. All right. Now, Ken James says, hey, you putting the cart before the horse. He's saying, Ken James is saying, hey, like, don't be getting naked now. Don't be sitting up here saying, you know, Desmond Ritter is just a guy. And, you know, he just played, 4 games and a half because, you know, they took Kirk Cousins out whenever he had his homecoming to Minnesota because he was just playing that bad. But Keith James said, hey, y'all don't be getting too naked now. I mean, just like somebody said earlier, he still does need some more NFL experience. Atlanta Falcons Fandemic says, I stand on this, but I believe Penix is better past. Oh yeah, you ain't look. I don't feel like that's too outlandish. Atlanta Falcons Fandemic. I could definitely agree with you in that regard. I could definitely say that it's one of those situations where he's a better passer. You know, one thing about Michael Vick that everybody loved and everybody admired is that Michael Vick, he just flicked it. He just flicked it and 60 yards. But the question is, was the 60 yards in the right direction? You know, or was the 60 yards the appropriate distance? That was the question. I do need y'all make sure y'all do a country boy favor, hit that like button. I promise you hit that like button, I'll be whoa, I got my boots on the ground. Where them fans at? Cause you know they're playing, you know they're playing that at everybody's wedding. You know, they play at everybody's wedding, family reunion. For some reason, the world has discovered the trail ride, and you know where I'm from, we've been doing it since I was born. So now everybody wants the trail ride. Now everybody want to get on 4-wheelers and side by sides and horses. Oh, okay, all right. You know, I don't know. I don't know that. It just rubbed me the wrong way. Pandemic says, I love Joshua Simon too. The fact that he transitioned from a wide receiver is huge. Hello. You know who else did that? Kyle Pitts. Yes, sir. Jay says, Big Low, what's good, bro? Content creator, Coach Rolling, where you at? He says, I want to watch it live. but I have to knock out. I have work at 3 a.m. Goodness gracious. He says, I'll listen in. Make it entertaining for your boy. Look at here, boy. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you, Jay. I got you, Bo. You already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. Oh, man. Wait a minute. We got Lisa Shepard in here. Lisa Shepard coming back from Fanatics Fest up there in New York. Got a chance to link up with my homeboy Berto. Shouts out to you, Lisa. I hope that you had a good time, my friend. Richard Russell's in here. Says, what in the world, Bo? Coach Tyler said we should bring back the red sleeves. Did Tyler say that? Because Tyler said you be throwing them under the bus, Richard. So I gotta verify. Matter of fact, let me text Tyler now. Let me text Tyler now to make sure you ain't, because look at here. Yeah, I got to check behind Richard. You know, Richard, he be throwing Coach Tyler under the bus. Hold on. Yeah, I got you, Richard. See you. Yeah, you. Ain't no telling about Richard. He said, I can't confirm, but I see. Okay, all right, there you go. Atlanta Falcons fan Denver says, as long as everybody keep acting like folk, we welcome to the trail ride. You know how we. Hello, you already know it. Ain't nobody trying to sit here and play you game. Y'all try to do all this other stuff. Y'all, if you come to the trail ride, act like you got some sense. Don't be coming up in everybody else's area and doing all that other stuff. And don't be taking your boots off because your boots hurt because you ain't used to wearing boots. Nah, the song is I got my boots on the ground. It ain't I got my boots in my hand. The song is I got my boots on the ground. So look here, if you coming to the trail ride, come correct. EP's in here. What in the world, Bo? What's going on with you, man? Hope that you're doing good, Eric, man. Shouts out to my homeboy, Eric, boy. You talk about just good people. Eric Parker is just an overall good person, unless you get on his bad side like Jack Spade. Good people, Lisa Shepard, definitely. Lisa says it was good. It was a great weekend. Meeting Michael Vick was the icing on the cake. You can't beat that, man. You can't beat that. Did y'all have like any sort of conversation, Lisa, or is it like a situation where you just took a picture and moved on? I know you, Lisa. I know you said something. You let us know what you said, and you let us know what you said in the chat. Yeah. But, I was just wondering as far as Michael Penix goes, I was like, hey, is it the situation where we're getting a little bit too rambunctious when we're talking about, what we have whenever we talk about the offense? Because, yeah, we know we have weapons. We know we have, Drake Londons and the Darnell Moonies and the Kyle Pitts of the world. We know we have the Tyler Algiers and the Bijan Robinsons and this new running back Corbin now. We know that we have that, but we also know that you can have all the weapons in the world. And if it's a situation where you don't have the quarterback that could be the glue to put it together, that don't mean nothing. Right? Think about it. It's one of them situations where they got tape on Michael Penix now. Michael Penix didn't go through a whole season, which would give him a little bit of a benefit, but they have tape on him. They know, they're probably looking at the things that he did, and they probably looked at his progressions and how he likes to throw his passes, and if he has any tendencies, like does he pick his legs up twice before he throws, or or is he leaning to one side for the handoffs? Like they're watching all of that now. So and I'm pretty sure they watched that from his college days too. But and Eric Parker's there. He says Michael Penix is my GOAT. I'm not knocking you, Bo. I feel like Michael Penix throws the ball better than Matt Ryan. I'm just gonna keep it a book. I whenever I went to the OTAs, I never saw the ball being passed around like that at any Falcons practice since I've been going to Falcons practices. You can ask Uncle Steve the next time Uncle Steve goes live. I've never seen the ball being passed around, having that much velocity, having that much of a spiral, being that accurate. I've never seen it before, ever since. I've never seen it ever. Now in a Falcons uniform, as far as someone who had the arm talent at that level. I can't say Jeff George had a great amount of arm talent, but I think Michael Penix might legitimately have him. Like Michael Penix, bro, like that pass to Cordero Hodge last year, where he split the defenders and caught Cordero. Cordero was surprised that it got there as fast as it did. He has, I mean, that might be the best arm that we've seen in the Falcons uniform, bro. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Lisa says, Berto told me they would have us in and out the photo op, and they did. He said he liked my Dirty Birds chain, and he didn't get a chance to chop it up because the line was like, okay, I got you, Lisa. I got you. I know you probably try to slide something in there. Yeah, see, Eric Parker, he agreed with me. I mean, from what we've seen so far out of Michael Penix, it's one of them situations where I think he has the best arm that we've seen. I'm just keeping it a book. Dodger says, what's your thoughts of who's going to be the worst team this year? And who will zoom past? Man, look, it's one of them situations where, bro, you legitimately never know. You legitimately never know. The teams, a lot of times that you think are going to be good, turn out that's the thing about the NFL. It's a league of parity. A lot of people thought that the San Francisco 49ers were going to be great again. And I mean, you seen what they did. Now Kyle Shanahan's coaching for his job. So it's one of them situations, man. It's one of them situations. Pandemic says, I'm convinced that as long as the O-line keeps up, we're going to be feared. The NFL is officially on notice. Book it. Man, see, look, come on, bro. How can you go against that? I mean, I look, and the reason why I bring this up is because whenever Desmond Ritter was next up, you didn't hear this type of conviction. I never heard Atlanta Falcons Pandemic talk like this. Now, mind you, I've just known him for how long? I know you, Pandemic, like 2 or 3 years maybe. But he didn't have this type of conviction with Desmond Ritter. With Desmond Ritter, it was a situation where it was like, hey, he has intangibles. Like, oh, okay. Like, hey, like, he tries really hard. Like, oh, okay. I mean, he's a good guy. Like, oh, okay, all right. I mean, but it wasn't anything that we could see that was put on paper or that was on film where we could say, yeah, I mean, look, what's the guy on TikTok do? If you think about it. Now, mind you, he was in a bad situation with Arthur Smith. Like, let's keep it a book now. I mean, Arthur Smith thought he knew all the answers to the test, but at the end of the day, it's one of those cases where you got to legitimately consider. If you look at Desmond Ritter, like I said, a lot of people wrote him off. And I was trying to gas him up. I called the guy Desmond Winter. But the difference between me and, a lot of other people is that whenever the writing was on the wall, like a Destiny's Child album, I was like, oh, yeah, this ain't, this ain't it. This ain't it. Uncle Steve, you was right. Now, and that's how you got to be. You can't pick a hill and die on it. If it's a situation where, you made a wrong proclamation, you got to stand on it. Got to stand on it. Penix says, I'm sorry, Dr. Slick says Penix for sure puts more mustard on than Matty Ice. If we combine Matty Ice anticipation with Penix arm, that would be dead. Boy, what you talking about, man? We also got Carrie in here, 21 Carrie, 21. Says, what in the world, Bo? Says, I'm late to the party, but I brought the croissants. Uh-oh, Carrie brought the croissants. She says, hope everybody's doing well. Please hit that like button. I appreciate that, Carrie. Thank you so much. Also, you got old Spitty Sports Machine in here. He says, Jesse Bates is the defensive leader. What's going on, Lord? What's going on, Smitty? Hope you're doing good, Bo. Well, see, the thing is, Smitty, is that we were I think we all kind of considered that. We were talking about, who are the defensive leaders on the team. And we were saying that Jesse Bates, AJ Terrell, and Caden Ellis are the defensive leaders. But who's the defensive leader up front? That's what we were saying. And I was asking everybody who they thought it would be. And mine might have been a little bit unconventional. I said that Ruke Orhorhoro is, you know, I think he's going to be the defensive leader up front based off of what I seen previously in games and what I seen at OTAs. And I mean, just from talking to him a couple of times, he seems like he's an alternator, right? And if y'all, for the people out there that don't know about cars, that that's the guy that's going to keep your battery charged up. He seems like he's an alternate. So you look at that, you learn something. You learn something new today. You learn something new, Now, I can't tell you how much it's going to cost to fix your alternator. Now, whenever you go talk to the dude that got on the jumpsuit that's too small for him, that's smoking a cigarette, whenever he tell you $3,000, I will tell you, don't listen to him. Like get a, get get a few estimates. Smitty Sports Machine said Desmond Ritter was a reach and fans knew it. Yeah, he was a reach. Smitty, I agree with you. Like I was trying to gas him up, but it just wouldn't work. As a matter of fact, I was the one that wrote the petition to bench Marcus Mariota. And our contemporaries didn't like it. But daggum, you needed some sort of change. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Atlanta Falcons Fandemic says Coach Morris did mention as long as we stay healthy, we could go somewhere. Go somewhere. Look, Raheem. Raheem, be careful. Be careful how you saying stuff. Be careful how you saying stuff. Fandemic says 3 great years, but that's what I'm talking about. Fandemic. Shouts out to my boy, man. Eric Parker says that is the first quarterback the Falcons drafted that I wanted. Love Vic and Matt, but I wasn't looking at them before we drafted them. He says I wanted Michael Penix. Man, see that's the conviction that I'm talking about, y'all. That's the conviction. Look here, this man said I didn't even want Matt Ryan like that. Matt Ryan he only went on to be the best quarterback in Atlanta Falcons history. That's the best player in Atlanta Falcons history. This man said I didn't even want him like that. I'm gonna tell you something about Eric. Eric knows football. Eric said I wanted this guy. So I mean, look, I think I agree with y'all. The hype might be warranted. Matt Town Dirty's in here says winner. Pot. What the world? What y'all got going on down there in the 478, Matt Town? Pot winner, pot dinner. Now y'all eating that skunk pie, boy. I done told you about that. Carrie says, "Are you right, Big Low? I remember we all heard Ritter was a good leader. Have you noticed how much they've shown Michael Penix throwing in videos? Don't remember that before. Just remember the who threw that. Boy, that was all over Twitter. Every time somebody threw an intercept, who threw that? That was that. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is true, Carrie. This is true. This is true. That it was always he has the intangibles. I'm not leaving until you get a Super Bowl out of me, coach. Like that we heard all of how every time you hear a guy that makes all these proclamations, it's not gonna work. Right? Y'all hear me talk all the time about, for example, Kent Bazemore. Whenever Kent Bazemore signed that max deal with the Atlanta Hawks, Kent Bazemore up there crying, boo-hoo crying. Like, man, this just changed my life. I was like, we just wasted our money on that contract. Because that man knew he wasn't supposed to get that contract. He knew he wasn't. He knew he got over on them boys. Takk McKinley. I think somebody put on Twitter the other day saying Takk McKinley is the biggest bust in Atlanta Falcons history. Takk McKinley coming in here making all that noise. Like, oh, man, get to the quarterback. Get to the quarterback, man. This is a picture of my grandma. This is a picture of my grandma right here, man. I promised her. I said, I'm going to get drafted first round. I told her I was going to graduate college. Get to the quarterback, man. What do you do? Where Takk McKinley at now? I tell you one thing. Takk McKinley makes some great subs at Publix. If you really want one of those chicken bacon ranch subs, but you put it in a wrap, like you could get all that meat and you get the bacon and everything on it. He wraps it up real good. Like the wrap don't come loose at all. That's what Takk McKinley's doing now. Desmond Ritter come in here crying, "Man, I ain't going to you get a championship out of me." Now I don't know what he won the championship in. I don't know if he won it in ping pong. I don't know if he won it in badminton. I don't know if they played a 2K tournament. I don't know what Desmond Ritter did. But I know he left Atlanta. And I know it wasn't a Super Bowl championship that he won. You get these guys that make all this big deal and this big fuss and everything. At the end of the day, it's like, what you gonna do? Cut, dry, simple, and play. We got Trey Parrish in here. What's going on, Tap? Hope you're doing good today, my friend. What's going on, Bo? Kerry says, I'm excited to see Penix full season as QB1. Yes. Yes. Well, and you know, of course, because since they drafted him, you know, Kerry, you said that you were getting a shirt made. I'm not going to say what was on the shirt. Y'all have to ask Kerry in the chat what she's getting put on the shirt. But I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. So y'all feel free to ask Kerry in the chat what shirt she's getting made since we drafted Michael Penix, because you know her and Berto, they kind of called it. Dogger says, yeah, Matt Ryan turned into Matty Ice Cream as soon as we lost the Super Bowl. Daggone. Now 2017, now Matt was balling. Matt was balling in 2017. Like, come on. I feel like that 2017 team was better than the 2016. You keep it a buck. And they did it without Kyle Shanahan. Sarkisian came in and did his thing now. Willie Dot says, I really wanted Ritter to work. Everybody sees a difference in Penix. Okay. Look, I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you. Dre says, Kerry, what you getting put on the shirt? Angel, Princess, and Queen. First of all, Dre, you stop caking. Don't be coming. We don't cake in the coaching staff now. Don't be coming in here caking. Kerry's a savage. That's 21 Kerry. Don't be caking Kerry like that. Talking about Angel, Princess, and Queen. Boy, you sorry, Joker, you. Oh man, thank you, JBM. Talk about once again somebody who knew that was another guy. Everybody, all the pundits were saying, you know what, the Atlanta Falcons may have reached on Marlon Davidson. Meanwhile, Marlon Davidson in the press conference talk about, yeah, whenever I could just hit a man, and I could just beat up that man and cause physical damage and physical harm, and I'm not gonna get arrested. I know I'm in the right place. I can just take that man. Like, wait a minute. Is this Marlon Davidson or is this Fleece Johnson? Like, what's going on? When I can just take that man and I can just assault that man, and I'm not getting arrested, or I'm not gonna have to be charged for it or anything. Yeah, that's when I know I'm playing the right sport. Like, come on, Bo, you could let your play do the talking. Like, yeah, you can talk a little bit of trash. You can talk a little bit of trash, but come on, come on, Shelly. Come on, Shelly. Like, come on, Bo. Matt Time Dirty says, every time we get some mouth offs, they put on the show draft day. They come on, Bo. I'm just saying. Granddaughter says, look, Marlon Davidson didn't think he has reach at all. Defensive tackle DN who play 3-4 and 4-3 versatile, but he was a no-show. He sure was. I mean, no lie. You go old Cake and Dre in here. Cake and Dre in here laughing. I see you, old Cake and Dre. Why you old Cake and Joker? You what? You think you sleep, don't you? Shout out to Dre. What in the world, Bo? What's going on with you, man? Atlanta Falcons pandemic. He said, shout out to my guy, but I hate to see. I'm sorry, but I hate to add Aubrey Bruce to that list. But yeah. Look here, Bo. Look here, Bo. Yes. Yes. Yes, that is true. Richard Russell, I'm just confirming with Tyler. if you're correct, because I know how you do. Oh man. All right. So what I'm going to do, um, yeah, and you're definitely right, Eric. Matt Ryan did put up MVP numbers in 2018. Um, so what I'm gonna do, uh, Max out there say IQ. Man, Q, look, Q trying to make it. Q trying to make it. He Big Q's being positive as possible. For everyone who don't know, Big Q, he's a New Orleans Saints content creator, and yeah, let's let's just say it's one of those situations where Big Q isn't as supportive in the moves that the Saints made. Me myself, I love it, but Big Q obviously doesn't. Karen says, Dre says I already got the shirt made. It says, y'all can read what it says. It says with his picture on it. I only let Kerry say that because I ain't going there. I only let Kerry say that. So yeah, that's all Kerry. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a link in the chat. I'm feeling froggy. I feel like chopping it up a little bit. Y'all feel free to come on and chop it up with us. We'll see who y'all think the defensive leaders up front could be for the Atlanta Falcons, and y'all let me know if it's a situation where you know if we're getting too naked for Michael Penix. I'm just I'm just wondering. Karen says she in here dying. Why you dying, Karen? You must have just caught up. Oh, Dre over there caking, talking about Princess Queen Angel. Oh, Dre over there caking, Posse. Oh man, Dre over there begging. Well, I tell you what. Karen says, I changed my picture on here. It is the shirt. Big. Okay, all right, Carrie. Oh, okay, all right, Carrie. Well, look, everybody can read it. Me myself, I'm not going to go that far. So, I'm because people ain't gonna clip me, saying that. Mama Country, she ain't gonna be like, Big Lo, what you on the YouTube saying, telling people, see, I almost said it. Dr. Slick says Matt Ryan is the best player in Atlanta Falcons history for me. I don't care what I agree with you. Bo. Matt Ryan is that dude. Now, Dodger, he also says, do you think Kobe Bryant could be an amazing cornerback for us? Kobe Bryant, look, Kobe Bryant coming in here with some, in the words of Dr. Slick, some crazy energy as well. Kobe, in the words of Dr. Slick and Carey, he coming in here with some crazy energy as well. So I mean, I don't know. I think it's just one of those situations with Kobe. Kobe has a little bit more of leeway, even though he's an undrafted free agent. The thing about Kobe is Kobe got a deal like he was a drafted free agent. The Falcons can't believe that he failed. The only issue with Kobe is Kobe's technique. Kobe started getting a little grabby. Kobe, he's a heck of a ball hawk. Super uber talented. But the thing about Kobe got to work on that technique. Kobe can't be out here, taking people clothes off while they running down the field like like Robert Alford used to do back in the day. Grandizer says, he says, I thought Kobe Bryant was a steal of the Falcons this year. I can't believe he fell either. Man, I don't think the Falcons could believe it. I think they was singing that T-Pain. Ooh, I can't believe it. Ooh, he's all on me. I don't think they could believe it. We got old Will Amy in here. What's going on, Will?
What's going on? Let me use the bathroom real quick. What's going on? What's up? Hello, you hear me?
Oh yeah, no, wait a minute. You use the bathroom or you cover? Hold on.
No. You good?
Okay, yeah. I just make sure. We don't want to hear that now.
Nah, you good, you good.
Okay, all
But
right. I just make sure.
I'm at work because I time to so you hear like noise. I ain't gonna be here that long.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, though, moving forward, man. I think, man, we are NFL South Division championship team. We just got to clean some areas up. My question is the defensive line. I'm not really worried about the linebackers and the secondary, but my two starters I got right now from the defense side of the ball right now, Billy Bowman Jr. for that nickel spot, and our strong safety. It's gonna be out of David Watts and DeMarco Hellams. The reason why I say DeMarco Hellams because he had an injury and a dude would know the playbook. He should know the playbook by now because he's been out for a good little season. But I don't think Jordan Fuller gonna beat that dude DeMarco Hellams out by spot. So it's either Xavier Watts or DeMarco. And
Yeah.
my question is we don't have to fold the ball too much. So Michael Penix is doing everything. We just got to run the ball, be balanced, and and air the ball out certain games. Each game, each week, everybody got to step up. And Tyler just to get re-signed. He deserves a contract. And I'm done with Kyle Pitts and moving forward, man. We can stop talking about him. Because he on social media posting he golfing, but he didn't participate in OTA, so he faking it to me. But I'm gonna be in the back listening to y'all boys, man. I see our training camp hopefully in July 26th. So I'll be there, man.
Okay,
Love
for
y'all
sure.
boys. Keep doing y'all contact, man.
All right, bro. Look, y'all take it easy now. You stay safe out there. Don't be
Yes,
working too
sir.
hard.
Yes, sir. All right.
Man, David, what in the world, bro? What's going on with you, man? Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
Guess I'll come on in. What's going on in the world, bro?
What's going on, bro? You doing good?
Hey, I'm maintaining, man. I'm on 2 feet. I can't complain one bit.
Man, look at here, bro. I'm on 1.5, but I'm making it.
Hey,
Every now and
man.
then. Every
But
third
you
step, I
upright,
gotta
though.
hop a little bit.
There you go. You got to stay off of grandma. Grandma, don't make grandma come get you now.
Boy,
You know
what
you
you
still
talking
got
about?
it.
Boy, what you talking about, boy? What you
You can't
talking
get
about?
grandma down.
Man, shoot.
Yeah.
Now, so you're making some real good points in the chat. So, up front, who do you think the defensive leader for the Falcons could be?
I would like for Floyd to be that guy. But I heard your point too, when you were saying that, being the new guy in the room, it's kind of hard to make that footing, to establish yourself as that guy. But it's not impossible. And I say that because people know how Floyd plays. It was kind of like when Mac went to Denver. Was it Denver?
Khalil Mack?
Yeah, Khalil Mack. When he went to, was it Denver?
He went to the Chargers?
The Chargers. Yeah. People had that respect for him because they knew what he could do. So he automatically got that leadership role. So it's like I said, it's not hard to do. It's just that your pass could actually be your ally. In other words, and of course too, but the culture is different. Like you said, the culture is different in Atlanta. We got a bunch of young guys on this team, and then with this hype Atlanta type culture that we have, it can be, looked at as, man, don't be coming here trying to tell us what to do. You in the same position where we in. You coming here trying to win too.
Exactly.
So I mean, people can look at it too and like, hey man, if you were that good, you could have stayed where you were. They wouldn't let you go. But
that's true.
It's different. The ball game is different now.
That's true.
I've been listening to a lot of content curators over the last 3 months, since we let Grady go, and I'm trying to understand the skepticism on the future of this team. When it comes from a fan looking at other fans looking at it, and from what we have, I can't understand how a lot of people are still skeptical. Now I know why. Because we're still fighting to get in here. We're still fighting to get a winning record. We're still trying to build. But with the team that we have, and you look at it as a whole, we primarily rebuilt this team. This is a rebuild, whether we want to call it that or not. I think the veteran player now is who? AJ?
Yeah.
AJ is the veteran. So, when you look at this team, we are totally different. But we have players in here that can actually come in and change this team, period, for the now and into the future. To me, the future is bright. What I saw in one game out of the 18 games last year, I saw one game that solidified me as to where Terry Fontenot was taking this team, and that was that game against the Washington Commanders.
Man, boy. Yeah, that was.
We didn't win that game, but the way Penix orchestrated that game, the way he stepped up into that role as the leader of that offense, I mean, you saw the direction he was going. Yeah, he had a couple of bad throws. That's a rookie, you know. Even Jaden Daniel had some bad throws, but Jaden Daniel had the whole season to work with.
That's the difference. That's the difference right there.
Yeah, so we're not in a bad position at all. You know, if we follow behind what these analysts are saying, NFL analysts are saying, guys, I mean, we'll never come together as a fan base. You know, if we stand behind this team right here, and like I said, I've been a fan since 1978, and this is the first time ever we have ever had a team with this much talent on the team. Ever.
Wow. That's crazy.
And this is all from the Grits Blitz. This is going through the Mac Vick days, going through Matt Ryan tenure. I mean, this is the first time ever at every position. You remember how what's his name over former coach of Alabama, Nick Saban.
Oh, Nick,
how he drafted. I mean, how he signed players. He had multiple players, multiple 5-star athletes at just about every position.
Yep.
So if he lost a guy, he was like, okay, good riddance.
Exactly.
I got a guy right behind you that can come in and fill in just as good as you, if not better. So that's the position that we're in now.
I love it. I love it.
We thought we had a hard time last season. Getting this roster down to 53.
It's going to be tough this year.
Yeah, Raheem Morris is going to have some gray hairs this time.
Larry, what's going on with you, Bo?
What in the world, Bo? How y'all doing, man? First of all, guys, if you're in the chat, please hit that like button. It's a lifeblood of all our stream. Appreciate you having me on, fam. About the Falcons. I am ecstatic about this draft class that Terry put together. You know, I was one of his biggest critics coming into the draft, so I knew he had to make it shake. And he definitely made it shake. We totally went defense, and not only defense, but we filled in holes we definitely needed. I think that the combination of getting Jalen Walker and getting Penix Jr. is going to be dynamic. Now, I will warn Falcon fans that relying on 2 rookies in the NFL to give you significant pass rush is a daunting task, okay? Most rookies don't come out swinging with 13, 14 sacks. Now,
right.
I want people to temper their enthusiasm. I think Jalen Walker is going to be placed all around the line. He's not just going to be stuck in one spot. He's going to be a rover everywhere. That kid can play everywhere. Just like he said in the combine interview, what do you call yourself? I'm a football player.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So that's what we got. And I think, in my opinion, I think Terry really wanted Penix Jr. at that spot. But Jalen Walker, he impressed him so much, not only with his skills with the tape, but also talking to those guys. I get Jesse Tuggle vibes from him. I really do.
Come on.
I really get
Don't
Jesse
talk
Tuggle.
like that, man. Don't do that to me.
I get
Come on,
the
Larry.
hammer.
Don't do that now.
I get the hammer vibes from him.
Larry,
man. Like,
come on, Bo. No.
That kid's special.
Come on, Larry. Why you had to do that, man? Why you
Look
had
here,
to do
man.
that to me?
Look, Bo, I'm telling you, I was so afraid that the Panthers were going to draft him. We're going to have Thomas Davis all over again. Yeah. I was so afraid of that. So for us to get him, man, for him to fall into our ever-loving laps,
yeah,
that was a blessing, man. That's a blessing. We don't have to worry about wherever they have him at, outside, inside. We won't have to worry about that position. That position is handled. Yeah. So, and we can start having Kate Ellis on the outside and let him hunt. He seemed like he's our best hunter on the outside. I know guys asked me about Troy Anderson. I was like, he's a special teamer right now. He's a gun. I mean, that's what he is right now. Whatever we get, I don't have any expectations now. So whatever we get from him is gravy. You know, we don't have to put that pressure on him anymore. We have the personnel to make up for the lack of personnel we have. So, but again, having a rookie 2 rookies fill in. Also, yeah, I like Kobe Bryant a lot. I like both the safeties that we got and the young tight end that we got. I heard he was, making the shake when you guys was up there. What's his name? Simpson?
Joshua Simon.
Simons. Simon says catch the ball.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Converted.
Oh yeah, I want to ask you, Bo. Are you gonna be out there at training camp at the starting weekend?
Of course.
Okay. We're gonna be out there on Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday on the first weekend because that's the only weekend they're gonna have it outside at Flowery Branch. So we'll be out there. So we're gonna be on top of the hill.
Hey,
we're gonna be on top of the hill.
Yeah, every year I come find you. You know how we do. Every year I gotta come find you.
So yeah, guys, if you guys come out to training camp, please come find us. We'll put you on the stream and stuff and talk to you, chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to be down there with Hollywood, man, Mr. You know what I'm saying, on TV, then you can be down there with Big Low because you're going to get on TV because that man is the man of the people. No, that's all that is, Bo. You're a man of the people.
Man of the people. Nah, that's you.
You're a man of the people.
That's you, Bo.
And people are drawn to you, Big Low. They're drawn to you like moths to the flame, brother. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
The only people drawn to me are the bill collectors that keep calling me for different phone numbers. That's the only folks drawn to me, bro. They keep calling me for 912 numbers, thinking that I think that's my cousin or something. I'm like, y'all better stop calling me. I ain't gonna pick on the phone.
Man, you're a fool, man. But yeah, man, I feel good about this season. I also feel like Terry did enough to save his job. This is all to me. This is on Raheem. We have a lot of talent on this team. If we underachieve on that, pound for pound, you look at this team and you match them up against teams that made the playoffs last year. You might say, okay, these are comparable to playoff teams.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
we beat the Super Bowl
Raheem, everything. Look, you got the whole world in your hand. You got the whole wide world in your hand. You got the little bitty Bijan. You got the whole world.
Bro, we beat the Super Bowl champions last year, Larry, on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Come on, we should have beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And that was last year with a less talented team.
Yeah.
I mean, let's keep
guys. I'm really excited about this year. I do feel like the NFL kind of goofed and not have the Commanders and Falcons on prime time. That should have been prime time. That's the future. That's the future matchup right there.
Yeah.
That could be Brady and Mahomes. I mean, that could be Brady and Mahomes or Brady and Manning, to be honest.
Brady and Manning right there. That's it.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Corey Alexander. He says, can we have a Big Low meetup outside the stadium on August the 8th? If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the first preseason game. But just let me know. And I'll be around there somewhere. I'll be around
up, Corey.
Yeah, I'll be around there. Shouts out to Corey, man. Everybody's in the bag in the chat. Much love to everybody coming on chopping up with us. Now, somebody made a comment a little bit earlier. Ray 50, he said, hey, man, y'all forgetting about AK.
That's true. My bad. That's true. He's going to start on the other side. We got a rotation now.
Yeah. Is it? I don't think that we've forgotten about him. I think that judging it, looking at how he played last year, that he's going to come on in. Because I think he's going to be looked at as a starter now, not necessarily a leader, but he's going to be looked at as a guy that's going to carry on that performance he put on at the end of through last year, matter of fact, not just on the end of last year. Yeah,
man. So it's like I was saying a little bit earlier, Larry, and first of all, shouts out to Larry the Dixon way, man. Look, if y'all want to watch any shows, any games, and I'm going to tell you, turn down your TV and turn on the Dixon way. If you want to watch the Braves, like, if you want to watch the Braves and be optimistic about it, watch Larry and the Dixon way, Bo. Great content. And it's just not the Braves, it's the Hawks, it's the Hawks, Falcons, Braves, Atlanta Thrashers. They ain't even playing. Atlanta Thrashers, everybody else, anybody you can think of, Larry's on it.
they are bringing their hockey team back though.
They talking about
they are.
Exactly.
They're taking that thing all the way to Forsyth, though. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's
I'm a hockey guy. I mean, I'm not a hockey guy. I like watching hockey, but I'm not driving all the way to Forsyth. I can't do it.
Yeah, if you see a bobblehead back there, we stream it, basically.
Hey, you already know it.
Like we just said.
You already know. Also, man, Atlanta Falcons pandemic, bro. Y'all make sure that y'all check them out. My homeboy, he making some great content, and bro, I always enjoy watching it. You know, it's good to have a kindred spirit. You know, out here in this Falcon space, man, a fellow country boy. It's always a good thing, man. Always a great thing.
Gotta have one being a Falcon fan too, though. I mean,
hey, that's it. That's it. You gotta love it. ATLGA Faithful is in here. He also makes great content as well. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. He said Diablo should be putting in that work too, man. Bro, there's a lot of talent. Whenever I talk to Caden Ellis, he said this is the fastest that we've ever been in the linebacker room.
Yeah.
And I went back and watched.
Off the team, the whole team.
It's the whole team. Yeah. But I've been telling you something. I went back and watched that Washington game, and we could have used some faster linebackers in that Washington game.
For sure.
Bo, it was a travesty.
Yeah.
Watching Jay. I mean, it got to the point where Jalen Daniels, he would literally just get the ball, just take off running to the right. Like it wasn't even a design play. I mean, he just get it and they just run power to the right. I was like,
that's when Washington started actually doing stuff on the field when he started taking off running. Because all before we had him in pretty bad shape, in contention rather anyway. So, but when he decided he wanted to run, we started to lose ground on him.
That's it.
That was a good game. I've watched that game probably about 4 times now.
Really? Yeah,
I want to see what Penix, you know what I mean, what he does in different situations too. Because like now, he's been surrounded with so much, it's almost going to be impossible for him to fail almost. And that's why I'm so. And I hear Larry said, you know, I temper the enthusiasm. I can't. I mean, I'm looking at this thing, and don't get me wrong, because when Julio came here for Matt Ryan, I had the same sentiment too, but this right here is on another level. I'm telling you. I mean, the way he threw to Kyle Pitts. Oh man. Oh man, yes. You know, I mean, the one he threw to Kadera Hodge was nice. I mean, that was a great throw. But that one that Kyle Pitts showed why he's going to coach and said, hey, I want Kyle Pitts here. I want him here. And he's going to be here. Now, next season will solidify Kyle Pitt, though.
Yes.
If he comes out and does not perform, he definitely won't be here. He'll definitely be on the chopping block. And teams will come calling because he can have a subpar season and teams will still come. But if he have a great season, the question is, will the Falcons sign him to an extended contract? Which I don't think they should.
I don't think they will.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's one of those situations where it gets to the point where the end of your contract has to come for you to finally show up and show out, I don't want you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's kind of like dating your significant other.
Yeah.
Or starting to date your significant other and they act right starting off, and then you start spending more time together, like, hey man, you kind of messy. Oh, so you ain't gonna pick that up, huh? Okay, all right, this is how we do it. You gonna wash dishes? Okay, all right. You just leave your drawers on the floor. Okay, all right.
You can't what?
So it's like, so you can pick and choose when you want to act right. So that's why I'm like, I'm one of those situations where it's like, I mean, let's say Kyle Pitts comes out and goes crazy for 1,000 yards next year.
Right.
I ain't gonna sign you to a 3-year contract so you could go crazy in 2 more years.
Right.
Like
that's when you got Joshua Simmons coming up behind you.
Yes.
Charlie Warner, he's I mean, I don't understand why we don't use him like he was in San Francisco. He's a phenomenal blocker. We know that.
Yeah.
But he got some good hands too, though.
Hey man, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's, I mean, you see that Jeep behind Larry. I don't see how Larry Miss Shonda eat dinner every night, because his wife a Florida fan.
Yeah,
Larry, he a Georgia fan.
I commend. Hey, look, I commend Larry, man.
I tell you, he a real one now. He a real one.
It's like I told my wife, in this house, in this house is one team. Because my wife's whole family, I mean, everybody are Dallas Cowboys fans. Everybody. My wife was.
Oh, she was.
In this house, yeah. Can't do it.
He had to convert him.
You got to convert him. It's a house down the street from me, and I can't fathom how they do it. But he had a Falcon Saints flag, one of those hanging outside his house, and I told him, bro.
Bless his heart.
Look. Yeah, bless his heart. I love my wife dearly, man, but I don't like no lizards. Man, y'all gotta make sure y'all check out the cocktail party with me and her on that. That is pure.
I can only imagine.
Pure entertainment.
I can only imagine.
And no. Like most of the time when we doing football games, she's sitting right here because she loves Falcons, Braves, Hawks, all of them, but she don't mess with the Bulldogs. I mean, it is what it is.
Tell Miss Shonda, I'm gonna see what I can do by getting her some gear. You know, my little cousin, he plays for the Florida, so tell her.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell her, let her know. I'll see what I can do about getting some gear for her, some Florida gear. Yeah,
okay.
Get her hooked up.
You don't have to do that.
Come on, Larry. That's a team now. You can't do it like that.
He must be in there by himself.
Matter of fact, Larry, let me hear you tell her right now, because I don't want you to be like, yeah, I'll tell her. Don't tell her. Let me hear you tell her.
No.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm gonna see her at Trader Camp. I'm gonna see her at Trader Camp. Matter of fact, I might have something for her at Trader Camp. I'm gonna see her. You ain't gonna be able to hide it much longer.
Why are you gonna do that, Bo? Why are you gonna spoil a good thing?
Hey man, look. Besides, that's my friend. I ain't gonna do a role like that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Right. No, I got a Florida person and hat before with a name on it. Before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would do that, but I just it's just something about bringing another team. But that's college though. That's college.
Yeah, that's college.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to like what I'm doing right here, my man cave in my office, nothing else. No, she tried to infiltrate with that purple scheme, and no,
that ain't gonna work.
It's all red and black in here. There ain't nothing else.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh no, we had season tickets. We were there for the first 7 years of Matt Ryan's career.
Oh, okay.
We saw his first touchdown and all that. So yeah. I mean, Shonda loves all the team. Her and her mother used to come up for Braves games before I even met her. You know what I'm saying? Wow. They used to come up and take trips up to the Braves. So yeah. It's just the Lizards. That's all.
Yeah.
But I love my wife. Ain't nobody else I'd rather be with.
Hey man, you gotta coexist.
There you go.
Coexist.
Well, look here, man. I definitely appreciate y'all for coming on and chopping it up with us at the end, Bo. Larry, you want to let everybody know where they can find you at, my brother?
Yeah, again, man, thank you for having me on the platform. And guys, make sure you hit the like button before we end the stream. It's like tipping your waiter. Don't come in here eat up all this good Falcon content, and then don't tip Big Blow for this good content. So don't be that guy now. Don't come in here, be a big tipper. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you guys can find me on the Dixon Way, _Dixon_Way. And yeah, we do live commentary all our favorite sports teams. So you see a bobblehead back here. We do it, for the Hawks, the Braves, the Falcons, the Bulldogs, even my white Gators. We appreciate you guys if you guys have come through. If you want a different alternative to watching one of your sports teams, then turn down your TV, turn up the Dixon Way, and sit back, become a part of the family. Hey, we all family. We all Falcon family. You know what I'm saying? All Braves country, all that. Hawks Nation. Yeah.
Can't beat it, man.
Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Bo. For sure. Pandemic, you want to let everybody know where they can find you, my brother?
Oh, my goodness. First of all, everybody, appreciate y'all for having me. Appreciate y'all joining in chat. Look, if you got friends that are Falcon fans that are not on YouTube, not on Twitter and all that, following Falcons content, put them on game. Let them know you got Big Country in the house. You got the Dixie Way in the house. You got Atlanta Falcons Pandemic in the house. And I promise you, this season is going to be like no other, guys. I'm telling you, the NFL is on notice, y'all. I'm telling you, the NFC Championship is going to be right there at our fingers. It's going to be there. This division, we're no longer conquering the division. We've taken it. We're going to take it. It's there. It's there for us. So the NFC Championship is the only next goal that we have. We're no longer talking the division. But guys, stay in tune with us. We're all here on YouTube. We're all here on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, any platform, just about any platform anyway. And speaking of which, I Dixon Wade, them just got more platforms than doggone. I mean, good gracious alive.
That man got more platforms. He got more platforms than the Mac in the 70s, don't he? That man got some platforms on.
Hey, look, I got a dual screen set up here. I got to add me about 4 more screens to get all their platforms up in here, man. But yeah, man, I can be found on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You know, all the small stuff. You know, I can't be like Dixie Way and country. You know, I gotta stay in my lane.
Man,
but y'all look me up, y'all. I'm still growing. I'm about maybe 50 subscribers away from 500. So
let's go.
Man, that's great.
Look me up. I'm almost there. And I promise you guys, the content will get better. The podcast will come. And as a matter of fact, my wife and I is going to start one about our journey through our 30-year marriage too. So, guys, it's coming. That's coming.
A blessing right there.
So, yeah, look me up. Look at everybody, guys.
Man, shouts out to the wife, man, because I can't. Man,
I had to talk her into it. She ain't into this kind of stuff. So, but yeah, we're gonna get it done.
Man, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Ronnie, we just got the 16. We just got 16, so man, that's goals right there, Bo. That's
goals. Man, and these days that's a great goal. That's a great goal. Congratulations. Yes, sir.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Some people fall into these marriages, man, and it's not even a game for them no more. It's just a step.
Yeah, pretty much.
They don't understand the celerity of it. I mean, people gonna have problems, man. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, that's what it's all about. You know, two different personalities engaging in one unison. It's gonna be a difference of personality, so it's gonna happen. Yeah.
You know, look, the thing is that what they call them idiosyncrasies.
Oh yeah, true that.
Some people call them idiot secrecies, but Coach Rody, boy, she go in there and she go in the kitchen, she heats something up in the microwave. Well, I be talking to that girl, leave that microwave door open one more time. Boy, I tell you, boy, I said, hey girl, what's doing now? You gotta close this microwave door. Because then whenever it tear up, you're gonna be like, hey, I need you to fix this microwave. I'll be like, see.
Or replace it.
Exactly. You know, I'm like, see, if you would have just closed the door.
Yes, sir. Yes,
back
sir.
in 2022, we wouldn't be having this issue.
We'll be having the problem.
You know?
Exactly.
Hey, man. But that's what it's all about, man. It's all about the journey. All about the journey. You know, we're all the Falcons fans that are still watching. We're gonna have a journey this year. So make sure that you keep up with all 3 of these channels as we go through this journey of this season. It's gonna be highs and lows. It's gonna be like a Vivian Green song. It's gonna be an emotional roller coaster, y'all. But we're gonna get it done, and hopefully, we're gonna finish it on top this year. Because just like they said, I mean, this is one of the most talented teams we got, y'all. So let's see what these guys talking about. But
and Larry brought up a great point when he first came on. You got to remember, this is a very new, very young team. So to put it all together is all on Raheem. And that don't happen overnight. So even if we do come in with a schedule, I mean, with a record, somewhat subpar, we got a lot to look forward to. This is a future team. Yes. And we are deep.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. You already know it. Well, look, once again, before you leave, if you hadn't done it yet, make sure that you wipe your feet before you leave and hit that like button. If you hit that like button for me, I promise you I'll dance at your wedding one day. And I mean, I have a plethora of dances. Whether it's the Watusi, whether it's the old school running bank head bounce, or whether it's the, whatever you want. What's the girl name? The Glorilla. I do it all. You just hit that like button, and I'll dance at your wedding one day.
You're a better man than me. I'm not doing nothing but the 2-step. That's it. That's all.
Hey, also make sure that y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family. Let them know there's old country boy out here that's making some great content. Let them know that Atlanta Falcons Fandemic is making great content. Let them know that Larry is the hardest working man on YouTube. Making great content whenever there's a show going on. We definitely appreciate it, y'all. Y'all stay safe, be easy, and please don't do anything that I would do. What in the world, Bo?